Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So apologies about the long setup here, but we are about good to go. I do want to point out that we have been able to confirm that there does seem to be some sort of bug actually with the version that we're using. We're not sure. Honestly, we need to do some more experimentation. We're not sure if it's this version now. We're using version 1.04, which is an unofficial patch. But we have noticed that for some reason, when you actually do run the historical campaign scenario, that even when Germany does declare the Schlieffen Plan, if they go with the full campaign, so this is not historical, I should say, sorry, but if they go for the historical war plan of the Schlieffen Plan, in their not historical campaign, full campaign, you don't see the plus 10% alignment shifts as well for Britain due to the declaration of war on Luxembourg and Belgium and the like. So we're not too sure about that actually at this moment in time. So, and it does seem like diplomacy may be a little bit wacky, but I'm not too sure actually. Or at least some of the events don't seem to be properly working. So I'm not fully sure, and I'm not fully sure how we could address that issue there. I explained that kind of poorly, didn't I? But, you know. How you doing there, Simon? Hello there, Wesley and Hugh. Good to have you guys. Okay. Can you guys see the screen here? Oh, I've still got this open. There we are. Apologies about that. Yeah. Yes. Sonny was a little bit busy here today, but we're good to go. So in terms of what we're doing, I've decided to go ahead and have a number of forces begin moving out here to like Warsaw. What I'm going to go ahead and do, yeah, you can see we have a couple, that shouldn't be handed out there. No, that particularly matters because it's not going to be finished anyway, but I'd rather not have that out till we talk to head out, by the way. But yeah, what I'm going to go ahead and do then is begin to have, oh fuck, did I just cancel that unit? Okay, I just cancelled that unit. Fuck. After a flying start. Let me go ahead and just reload that. I meant to press backspace and I pressed delete there. Why Bulgar Horde? Well, because we have the Horde of the Bulgars, our Bulgarians. Yeah, exactly, Hugh. That's the idea. We'll see about that, but that's the idea. Right, let me go ahead and grab this guy. Not you. There we are. They can't actually do that move, so I'm not too sure why it's showing that. Oh, it's not. It's just showing where they're from. Okay, never mind then. Yeah, so we have a number of divisions and a corps commander. Additional forces moving out here to Warsaw. I'm going to go ahead and have von Kluck's army moved over here. So we're going to go ahead and assault this unit here. All-out attack against this force. And just try to destroy them, really. That'd be ideal. I've ordered an assault over here. I'm going to go for all-out attack. Actually, no, assault's enough. Actually, I don't need to go all-out attack on that one. Ooh, in terms of attack on Helsinki, we are moving to Helsinki. In terms of attack, like there's a core in there as well as the fortifications. Like Helsinki has some legitimate fortifications, so I'm gonna have to take it a little bit easier. I need to go ahead and have them basically sit on top and then establish their position. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is, in fact, did I order them up this way? Let me see. Which core? Right, let me see. Right, those troops are moving to Warsaw. I believe I was going to move the core off the line here. Oh, I have been able to reform the army over here, so we have Leopold von Bayern. So I can make use of him. I think this core. Yeah, I think this was the core I was thinking of here. I'm going to have that moved down to Danzig. Though in fairness, actually, Danzig isn't actually necessary. Because I can go ahead and have that moved over here. Now, the reason why I'm sending this force over here, then, is I'm going to leave behind the militia. And maybe take some militia for a garrison. But I'm gonna just have some forces sent to Finland. I don't think the French are going to be crossing anytime soon. God damn it. I need to stop doing that when I end up like bloody clicking there. Right, so they head out to Wilhelmshaven. Or Wilhelmshaven, however you want to pronounce that. Oh, luckily I have this commander here. A little bit over there. Right, perfect. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we're going to have those guys sent out there. So the idea is I'm going to have the transports over here, and then the high seas fleet will arrive here. And then what I'm hoping to do is actually have additional reinforcements sent over here to Finland, just so I can get something else out here. Are we sure it's wise to pull in troops off the Western Front at the moment? To be fair, the French have been given a bit of a pasting. I don't think he's in a great mood to want to, you know, engage once more with that. I am also moving this army, the army of Max von Barn, however you want to pronounce that. They're moving over here to the Netherlands. Essentially, I judge the risk, well, I deem the risk to be worth it. Yes, he has troops over here, but we've shown that we can hold him, we've shown that we can throw him back. I don't think he's going to be too keen on that again. Frankly. If anything, there's more reinforcements than there were a couple times before the attacks. I am taking a call, but there's still forces over here at the end of the day. I don't know. I don't think he'd be going for it again. I don't think he'd be keen on that. I don't really have the measure of nomadic as of yet. I don't deem him to be a reckless commander, though. So we'll see. We are moving our forces over here, so then we're moving across. Oh, I was going to have that corps moved out here, but it's not necessary, actually. The one I'm moving to Wilhelmshaven. I was thinking about having it head over here, but I've decided here at not Vukovar instead of Wilhelmshaven, so they can reinforce the Finnish front, and then when I get the opportunity, I'll send an army across to Finland. That's going to be the idea there. Alright, let's see. Get them across. These guys are here. Okay. They'll be reinforced soon enough. Yeah, C2 says that. Well, Russia is probably on its way towards a mutiny. What I'm doing is moving these forces over here, but I want to make sure that I can have like something just to hold down these positions if I can. Supply is also a bit of a problem. Moving on to Helsinki is quite the risk, but it is going to put some more pressure on him. And if I bring reinforcements, then we can manage it. Von Leto is a bloody amazing defensive general. Like, he's 7 defense. He's actually an incredible general. Yeah, 7 defensive, 5 offensive, 6 strategic. He's very good. So if I can get that and reinforce that, I could probably hold that against a fair amount of men. But we'll see. I mean, down here in the Caucasus, we're launching an attack over here. I am tempted to go ahead and assault the position, but I don't think it's necessary. There's also some decent forces there. The Redoubt bears 112 power, the Garrison 65. I don't think it's necessary. Over here we have the forces 3965. These garrisons are not insignificant. We've got hills over here and wooded hills. So yes, going for this is okay. That's no problem. I think maybe conservative attack. It depends, really. I think I don't know. We'll go for conservative attack. I don't want to risk my position. The worst thing I could do in this position now is like rush it unnecessarily. We are going to be moving to Azerbaijan. So I'm hoping to take the depot over here to Azerbaijan away from him. And then if I could cut the rail line here, he's not going to get troops over here. And this could be it. And then that would be ours there. So I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to have these forces move down here to Van to take control there. I did move these forces here. This unfortunately was met with being repulsed, but I can have those forces replenished to Constantinople. I'm moving forward this corps over here just to take control of the hills and just dig into position there. Soon enough we'll send forces down to Salonika to deal with that there. I wouldn't be conservative because he can't counterattack. If you just finish up before the winter weather, you're fine. How you doing there, Evil, by the way? It's good to have you, my man. I'd assume so. I'd assume so. I think what I'm going to do is see how the situation is, how the lay of the ground is. Next turn I could always assault, or I would much prefer to assault once I do have like a breach. But this army, if I recall, does have the siege artillery. We got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we got 4. So we got 3 units of 3 regiments of heavy artillery there. So I think that should finish up the siege very quickly, and then I can have that railed up over here to finish off the siege of Tbilisi. I decided to have a heavy artillery moved over here because I deemed it to be less of a risk this way. Because I can take Azerbaijan, I can't say it now, Azerbaijan, and then cut the rail if I want to. And they could only move down that way. Here, he could potentially still move in forces. So I'm trying to move a cavalry unit over here then, just to try and lessen that risk, if that makes sense. How you doing that, Needs? Wow, 10 euros. Oh, thanks so much, man. That's much appreciated. Team Joken. Joken. I can never pronounce it. Yes. Honestly, if I could get the ultimate mod working to a satisfactory degree, I'd love to do that. I mean, maybe we could do that, but I like the fact that the ultimate mod separates the resources. But we will be playing a Civil War 2 play by email in the very near future, so I'm looking forward to that. Very much so. I did find that there's a mod for Revolution Under Siege, which has 5 players. You have the 2 white players and a red player, but then there's also an anarchist player and a Ukrainian player that arrive later in the game. So that could be working. So that could be a working idea there. I just need to get it so it runs and hopefully it doesn't crash or anything. I think we're honestly okay here. I think we're about ready to go in the next turn. I think I left with everything more or less done. Just to recap some of the things, we've signed off on the Rift War over here. 100 state funds and 5 engagement points. Yeah, I'm hoping that we'll get the level 3 artillery. That would be magical. Yeah. Over here on this front, I'm moving forces to these positions once again. I'm moving a reduced Falkenhayn Corps, well, a Falkenhayn-led corps over this way. Honestly, there's the army Eugene von Osterreich over here. If I can get Falkenhayn over here. Honestly, we should be okay. We should be okay. I do want to take and secure... Like, Hindenburg's army is a little reduced now in terms of cohesion. So this corps is going to remain what it is. Hindenburg will assault as well as von Valo. I mean, this is it. I am assaulting here. There is these forces in the area, but I've got to take Minsk now. But yes, Falkenhayn's moving back with 2 corps over here to this position. If I tell him to actually link up with this force over here, then that forms a stronger formation. Let me just attach the aircraft to that corps. Interesting enough, that gives it a decent boost there. Interesting. I do have forces nearby. Osterreich's over here as well. Now the thing with Osterreich, honestly I may just have some of this artillery or just have a corps split off. I think I'll go ahead and split a corps off over here. And then perhaps move a corps back. Yeah, we'll go with that then. Not an active commander. I'm just doing that. I obviously am lessening the amount of men in this army, but I would like to make sure we have this covered properly. Also, having the artillery here is very useful. But yes, at the end of the day, we do have von Osterreich over here. I'd love to build a depot, frankly, but I don't think I'm going to need it. Once I can get Minsk, then we're not going to need a depot there. We'll capture size 2 depot. That'd be very nice. There is a citadel over here at Minsk. So you know what, frankly, what I want to go ahead and do then is, in reality, I probably want to have Osterreich launch this. But I don't have enough rail capacity. Damn, okay. Alright, it'll be what it'll be. There should be sufficient men in here to do this. I think we should be okay. Can't use gas. Yeah, we should be okay. Over on this front, obviously attacking here again. I'm moving Conrad back. I'm going to have them... They need ammunition. I really did think about pushing on Brussels, but I just don't have ammunition, and I am lacking cohesion. I figure it is worth it to pull back and recover that cohesion there. Yeah, I mean, this is it. We'll deny the munitions factory to Russia, to Plumber there. Best case scenario is we actually gain the use of said munitions factory, but I don't think so. I'm moving the Austrian army down here, so then we can push on Kishinev, and then ultimately push on to Odessa here. That would be ideal. Now, let's go ahead and tell them to destroy the rail. I don't know if they will or not, but I want to make sure that maybe we have the opportunity to destroy that rail. It doesn't make that much of a difference, but it does help. It does mean that it's a little bit harder for reinforcements to arrive. We're going to blow the rails here, blow the rails here. So I think we're looking good. Right. So I think with that said, I'm about ready to go there. We're constructing, once again, artillery on a pretty grand scale. We are due to have the Austrian heavy artillery soon. I'm also building some fighter replacements. Oh no, sorry, reconnaissance replacements if I recall. So that'd be good. So at Vienna we have the heavy artillery 47 days and 44 days, okay. I'm genuinely expecting the Russians to just collapse by 1916. They're on their way out. It's definitely been a hard fight on Plumber, and honestly I do applaud him. I think what we may do in the future for the next season is, as I mentioned, we have found the bug with the game, at least our version of the game. So I'm thinking maybe we do another game, but maybe when I play the Central Powers again, but we play like the historical situation. Obviously I need to see if it works, but maybe I go with this Schlieffen plan and we go with the historical. And then at least if we did have a repeat of the players or some different players, or at least if Plumber plays Russia, at least he has a situation where he can actually use that experience and make us pay. But indeed. So we'll go ahead and check F9, and then I think we'll go ahead with the turn. But yeah, the Russians down here at 42. Their power obviously is diminishing. The Western Entente is recovering again to a degree, but yeah, we'll see. I think he has a good opportunity to escape, but I do have men here that will hinder the process. He does have these forces here, but he has his transports over here. I didn't notice this beforehand, but 300 transport capacity here. So he can very likely move that entire army. But we're going to move on here and then assault The Hague next turn. The only problem is the fact that it's marsh, so it's not exactly good terrain to attack. But I'm hoping that he attacks us, but we'll see, we'll see. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Right, we'll go forward here then. And let's hope for the best. I think we can take Minsk. I'm going to go ahead and have Osterreich on offensive, just so he's more likely to join the fight. But yeah, we'll go with that then. Alright, let's see. I do hope you're all doing great, by the way. It is great to have you guys back once more. Does anybody have any predictions here for the turn today? Are you doing well? That's great, man. That's great. I'm genuinely glad to hear that. Alright, okay. So we see the fleet moved in there, which is not a shock. How you doing there, Monkey? Good to have you, my man. Yeah, so we did see some forces arrive at Odessa there. We see some Russians up at Tbilisi, which is interesting. So this sword goes well here today. Yeah, okay. So 3,000 men. Pretty light, honestly, but we do finally take the fortress over here at Lomja, using Russian heavy artillery. That fortress is finally done, so I can move men on forwards now. So we are attacking what remains of Ruslov's army. The only problem is I can't just wipe it out. They're going to escape, and there's not much I could have done about that. Maybe I could have escaped. Maybe I could have pressed them harder, but it's just difficult to wipe them out. So they will escape, yeah. They had 4% of their supply. He's lost a lot with that. Maybe I can attack it again, but we'll see. So he does reinforce, but maybe we get the better. Yes, we do. Okay, that's good. That's very good. I actually didn't suspect that army to arrive. This was the army that we were looking for, but we did find it here today. But we do manage a victory here. 23, just shy of 24,000 casualties. We do actually take the brunt of the casualties here, but we do manage it, which is a very important hold for us. Especially because our cohesion was a little bit lower there. We are lacking the heavy artillery. So we did take worse casualties, but we win the day, which is the important thing. So if I can get the ground and the rail line, I can bring reinforcements in. Oh, it looks like he retreated there, so that's great. Okay, so see this split force out here. Yeah, that's very, very, very good for us. So, yeah, we'll reinforce over here at Tbilisi. Maybe I can get into Azerbaijan. Oh. Sorry, just having a drink there. Okay, so the Austrians take 9,000 casualties. The British, another 4,000 here. But you can see there's still 279,000 men here. But it looks like he did have the Navy assist in there. The good news is we do have the marshes, which are very good. It's pretty legit. So hopefully we can hold out there. Oh, there's a Bulgar Horde in action. Right, so he's reinforcing here from Belgrade. He may win the battle due to Belgrade. Wow. Oh, finally. Okay. And that's what I like to see then. So the casualties have finally turned on their heads over here now. Yeah, the Bulgarians there. It looks like we had... Is this a Romanian commander? We had the numbers there, but that's good. Yeah, finally. 61,000 Serbians gone today. That's not good for him. A lot of this is actually malicious, so I can see why the casualties can mount up. But again, yeah, we do have a pretty large Bulgarian army here, with the Romanians too, but that's very important. It looks like they did have their pretty leading commander in here too, so that's a very important win for us here today. Yeah, The Hague is basically Dunkirk, but an earlier Dunkirk. Alright, we hit them again. It's just two divisions here that I'm just trying to destroy. Alright, we see again battle. 2,500 over here, 1,200 here. Honestly, the longer they hold out, the longer they can maintain that position, the better. Soon I'll be able to get men in there, we can reinforce that. And I just need to try and pressure him, really. Right, so we see the French moving on us there. Into Bulgaria. But we do have men in the hills, so hopefully we've had time to actually fortify that position. Okay, we are slowly being whittled down here. This core is slowly being destroyed. But again, it is causing casualties. It's ultimately forcing the British to use supplies as well, which is good, and causing... yeah, there we go. Looks like we'll be pushed back. Yeah. So, 8,600 casualties. 5,000 over here. This is a decent little French corps, but honestly, I don't view the Salonika landings as a true threat. Once we are finished with the Serbians, I will send in armies to deal with this. Alright, we're going to have the assault over here at Minsk. It looks like it's moving in here, so we'll see. Maybe it was too hasty to launch the assault, but we'll see. I've got to try and take Minsk now. Right, so we are finally driven out. I mean, this corps did bleed. It did bleed. So it's finally driven out there. Oh, so we do attack. Yep, we win a victory over here then. So there were some defenders there. Okay. Interestingly, some fleet elements in here. So I wonder then, is that when they're in port there? But yes, we do win the field there. Can we... Oh! Minsk has actually surrendered. I didn't notice that. Okay, so Minsk has surrendered there. Okay, but we're still in assault. Wow, okay. That could be potentially very deadly. I'm not entirely sure how the situation can go. I think the casualties could be pretty huge. These bloody Russians behind my lines, I need to finish them off. We see the Brits out there. Yeah, the Russian army's arrived at Minsk. We're going to see a big battle here today. Honestly, I don't know how this could go. It's going to be a big battle. I'm hoping that Eugene von Ostrach has joined. It's looking favourable. Yeah, we have a German victory. Oh, fucking hell. Whoa, okay, that's not good. Okay, so the assault actually worked out there. This is what happened to us outside Serbia. So this is what happened to us outside Belgrade. Okay, that's gonna leave a mark. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we were on top of Minsk, but it hadn't surrendered. I'm pretty sure it didn't surrender last turn. It must have just surrendered this turn. I'm pretty sure anyway, but if it had surrendered there, Wesley, then that's me with a Dementia Monument. That's probably worked out. But yeah, we do inflict 82,000 casualties there on the army of the Tsar. The Russians will be able to recover these men, but yeah, that's a lot of men. That's a lot of men to lose there. I've got to assume... I've got to assume that Österreich was in here. Ah, yes, you can see here, we have Austrian guns. Yep. Eugene's army obviously contributes pretty hefty. I mean, like, that level of heavy artillery is pretty nice. We won the field of Minsk, but I don't think we won the city of Minsk. Otherwise, I don't know. I'll double check anyway. Is there going to be a second Russian army here? Where did the Tsar's army go? Right, so we see the Japanese over here. Yeah, these Austrians here are taking casualties. But they're buying time. Oh, we do see reinforcement here. Okay, so, yeah, quite a few casualties there. So the Dutch, some Dutch and German forces move in here. Honestly, I can afford the casualties if it means I can get the British. I sound like the Germans of the Second World War here. But we'll be able to move in reinforcements next turn and hopefully secure it. Oh! Ah! Well, I didn't set them to offensive order there, but again, okay. So Von Leto takes 12,000 casualties. We inflict 10,000 casualties, though, which is actually not bad, considering it was outnumbered, outgunned. Not ideal, though. It depends. Okay, 6,900, 4,500. This is turning into quite the meat grinder here. Oh! Hold my hands, Mr. Hans von Bezela. Bezela? I don't know how to pronounce that. Does actually win the day here against Fedor Marston. So we actually do win the battle here over Helsinki. And we take the field of Helsinki. Oh, that's really important there. Oh, there's actually a decent amount of Russians here now. But I do have the Austrians here. Wow, that's pretty... Yeah, that's good. The naval gunfire could be... I'd imagine that the British are bombarding. I've got to imagine that the fleet is bombarding. They don't do a huge amount of damage, but they do damage. The difficult part is obviously you can't really guarantee where it's going to be landing. Oh, we're up to 95 morale here today. So we had changes from battle, so we gained 3 national morale in battle today, which is very good. But I'm not seeing a surrender, but I'm not sure. I feel like Minsk surrendered. So we increased support in Denmark, Sweden, Belgium, and the United States. So that's amazing. Yeah, here we go. There you go. Wesley gaslighting me. Yeah, Minsk surrendered, losing 3 units. We gained 7 VP and 1 morale. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. That's a very good battle there. Yeah, there we go. We gained Minsk. Now, I've got to assume that... well, it does show the munitions factory over there. If it does indeed produce ammunition for us, that would be a pretty big deal, because I've taken that from him. And then it does mean that we actually have, like, a position that can produce munitions. I can't imagine it would produce munitions, but I don't know. It'd be kind of weird if it did produce munitions. I don't know. I kind of expected the Russians to march across over here, actually. I'll check the morale of the Eastern Entente. You know, I was going to build up to it, but I can't imagine good. Oh, he's down to 30k. Okay. Yeah, that's not good. He lost 4 morale there that day. The Western Entente's actually built up power. Oh, I did have a comment actually from Brooks here. Prediction: the French are going to launch another attack before the end of the campaign season. May just be me being pessimistic, but that's what I would do. I don't know. It's pretty difficult for the French. We're up to just shy of 2 million losses now. The Russians have passed 2 million now. We will see. I don't know. It is hard to say with Nomadic. I do feel like something will happen, but I'm trying to take advantage of the time I have now. Because the French have suffered a defeat. Okay, so he did push our forces out. But the good news is, well, that's quite the act there. Right, I do finally have an army, though. Oh, yes, I have 2 armies, I should say. The problem is, he could be gone today. Or by tomorrow. I probably do want to leave that core here, just in case. I guess I did move the artillery ammunitions over here. I'll have that moved in shortly enough. Yeah. Right, so I have a core there. They shouldn't have obviously got mixed up together. Right. So, something I could do here then is I could await the armies to make it across here and then attack the turn after. I don't know if he can flee this turn. Oh, he may be able to flee this turn. We'll think about that one. I'm not... I don't want to launch attacks against the British unless I can really get power. Like, you saw that we were defending there, and eventually we did have like 100,000 men defending. At least engaged in the battle. But the issue is, it's like, because I didn't have that as like a coordinated push. The Romanians, honestly, the minor nations in the game here suffer from not having army commands. Like, the Romanians would do a lot better if they had, like, a unified army command, but, an actual army, I should say. The issue is, it's like, they have a lot of men, but they can't really command them particularly well, because they just don't have that command capacity. Yeah. I don't know. What I'm going to say then is... we'll address the situation. I'm going to move the armies into a position where we could obviously launch an offensive. If he's there next turn, I launch an offensive. I don't know. But I think even if I try to move out to full whack, if the ships are in port, I can't stop it anyway. But honestly, I'm in a position of, well, we've inflicted some decent casualties on the British. We've gained the Netherlands as an ally. I'm okay with that, honestly. What I'm going to go ahead and do is actually change things around here to have the divisions in here. We've been using a lot of militia rather than divisions, but now we actually at least have divisions, which makes a pretty big difference. The morale's okay. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And this is it. It's like, it's been difficult with the Bulgarians because I've just... Oh, wow, his power's really... Oh, he's actually pretty spread out here. Right. There's a breach over here. I could potentially solve that position, but he's not active. And we do have the Austrians in a pretty good position here. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll reorganize... Actually, it looks like we lost a division in there. I'll reorganize the Austrian army here. But we do have the Germans as well, with the Jaegers. Yeah. So they're not active right now. How you doing otherwise? Good to have you, my man. Yeah, so the German Jaegers are not active right now, but I think we probably have enough mass here. The good thing is he is actually active right now, which is pretty good. I also do have active commanders over here with Bulgarians. So honestly, what I could probably do is just launch an attack with the Bulgarians, launch an attack with the Austrians and Germans, the Romanians and Bulgarians, I should say, with a Ottoman heavy artillery regiment, mind you, and I think he'll probably collapse. He lost 60,000 casualties here, was it? That's a lot of men to lose. Did Sarajevo? Okay, so Sarajevo surrendered again, but that's okay. Honestly, it's not going to even much matter. It's not really going to much matter. The French over here have been a bit of a pain, but... Oh, he actually managed to get behind me. How interesting. I didn't see that coming. I do have military control here, so I can actually move into the position to defend at least. Yeah, there is a penalty. I'd have to check that. I've kind of ignored it for the most part because where you can manage it, you well, of course, do it, but it gets a little bit harder. So many nations down the war. And more yet to come. But a pretty big day. Wow! See, wow! Nice, okay. Gained 160, yeah, 16,000 rifles there. So I'm going to assume that came from Minsk. So at Minsk we captured 160 war supply. That's really nice. That's really handy. And 1,600 prisoners there too. Lovely. Yeah, that's great. Within the battle, honestly, we've had some pretty clutch victories here today. Yeah, I'm pretty glad. This position's been reinforced now. We do have men moving over here too. So yeah, we actually do have quite a lot of men over here. There's also men here. It's not exactly a weak point as such. Yeah, the Tsar's been pushed back over here. It's not a great day for the Tsar. Okay, they cut the rail line here. That's good. 50 days, okay. Let's just have them recover inside for now. I haven't cut the rail line, but I am over here at Causasus. What you can see. I don't know how you want to pronounce that. But let me go ahead and cut the rail lines out here. Yeah, so Brusilov remained. This army's over here under... Is this Rennenkampf? No, this is Nikolai. Yeah, that force moving out over here. He will be back. He will be back. It is a little hard to destroy units sometimes. Yeah, Conrad's over here. Conrad's army does just... It needs to recover ammunition supply. I need this lead out of the way because I think he is granting vision. Alright. It looks like this Russian force over here actually has pretty low supply. We did see that his artillery that's been moved out here. Yeah, some forces were moved out here. Hey, Donalds, a good time for you, my man. Not... Okay, I haven't cut the rail here. I am building up control on the rail lines. I would rather cut the rail lines, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, we had some pretty clutch plays today, then. Pretty clutch victories. Yeah. There we are. This one's an important one because I can just sit here now and I can just besiege this. Why is this called Marine Brigade? Let me see, how do you do it again? Ah, there we go. Yeah, it was Nomadic that told me about this. I actually really did not know you could do this. Like, I genuinely didn't know you could do that. But apparently, I could have been doing that the entire time. So, you know. Wait, how did I name it? Did I use army? Did I use letters, or did I use... Fucking hell, I swear to God, maybe I am. I started to lose my mind. But yeah, apparently you can do that, and I just never knew you could do that for such a long time. So, yeah, that makes organization a little easier. Good thing to know. Good thing to know. Yeah, I'll be the Hudson Hammer. Ah, yeah, that's so true, actually. The Hudson Hammer. Alright. Need to recover some cohesion over here, of course. The good news is I can go ahead and move in some additional... I mean, it's not really much in the way of additional reinforcements, but at least it is reinforcements. Yeah, we'll move in there. Right, did I take Azerbaijan? I didn't. So he's not daft. Shame, though. Oh, this is clear terrain over here. Besieged. Yeah, very true. Von Letter, Finland, indeed. Did we get level 3 artillery? Ah, fuck me. Soon. I'm gonna be calling it to an end here very soon. So we're just gonna finish up looking here, then I'm gonna go ahead and issue the orders. It's a little bit later in the day here. Been a little bit busy here today. I'm gonna go ahead and spend some time with family, actually. But, yeah, I wanted to get the turn done, show you guys. But it's looking pretty good. We're getting 2 national morale over here at Minsk. I'm not surprised, that was a pretty big day there. But yes. Thank you so very much for watching, ladies and gents. I hope to see you again in the future. Don't worry, we'll go for a summary, and we'll have a lot of fun. I might rename the armies, but yes, until next time, thank you and goodbye. See you in the next episode.